Welcome to the Screencastify tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how you initially set up your Screencastify extension, how you record, and how you save and share. Let's get started. So up here you have an extension called Screencastify. Now currently I am recording, so you will see this when you record. So I have made a screenshot of what you will usually see when you press that extension. Now, to begin for initial setup, you are going to click on that extension and it's going to take you to the Screencastify website. It's going to ask you to log in with your Google account. Then it's going to ask if you are a teacher or a student, where you teach, and to set up your microphone. And then you're all set. So the next time, after you go through that initial setup, you go back up to the extension up here and you're going to see this window pop up. So that's your initial setup, so nice and easy. The next thing we're going to talk about is how you record and your recording options. So looking at this screen here, we can see the three options we get. We have the browser tab, desktop, or webcam. So browser tab means this. You have to stay on one tab. You can't click through all these tabs that I happen to have open. You would have to stay on the current browser tab that you had open when you clicked on the Screencastify extension. Okay, so for desktop, to record on your desktop, that means you have the freedom to go anywhere on your computer and record. So this is the one that I tend to use. So I have the freedom to go on Chrome, or maybe I want to minimize this and be somewhere else on my desktop. So that's very nice. So what that means for the desktop option, you have the option when you choose desktop to record yourself when you are on Smart Notes. So that's a very nice feature. Let's go back to the presentation here. And when you are on desktop, you can choose the camera you want. So each of you have a hover cam in your room. So if you don't want your webcam recording you, you can have your hover cam on, selected here, and it will record you teaching an item that you have under your hover cam. So that's a nice feature too. And again, that's found here. You would click on this little arrow here and then select your hover cam. I just can't demonstrate that right now since I am currently recording. When you are recording on your desktop or your browser, you can switch this camera on or off, so you have a little webcam of yourself in the corner. So I tend to only use my voice when I record, but by all means, choose that option if you would like yourself in the corner on your webcam. All right, the last feature is webcam only. So that means you're going to fill the screen with yourself and you are just going to demonstrate, maybe read a book to your kids, talk to your kids in a morning greeting, or any other teaching moment that you may have that you need to be on screen by yourself. So those are your three options. Once you choose your option, you're just going to press record. It will count 3, 2, 1, and then it will start recording. Once you finish your recording, you can see down here that I have a stop sharing button. You just hit that stop sharing button, and then it's going to open up a new tab for you with your video in it. So I have one of my old ones pulled up so I can demonstrate what that screen will look like for you. So what we're going to talk about next is, we already talked about initial setup recording. Now we're going to talk about saving and sharing. So like I said, once we hit stop sharing, a new tab is going to pop up with your video. So right here on the screen, I have a previous made Screencastify tutorial that I made. And you can watch your video by pressing the play button, and you would have to unmute it right here to hear the sound. What is really nice about Screencastify too, it's automatically hooked up to your Google Drive. And so you can click here to get a shareable link. Now in your Google Drive, if you ever want to locate one of these recordings, you would look for the Screencastify folder. And all of these recordings that you make are going to live in that folder. You also have the option to publish any of these to YouTube, or you can share directly to your Google Classroom. And another great feature that I like, sometimes it is good to download these as an MP4. Now, you may just never need that feature, and you will probably tend to just copy the shareable link up here and post it in your Google Classroom for your kids to see. So we just talked about, let's get back to the presentation, the initial setup, how to record, and saving and sharing. That's all there is to it for Screencastify and the Screencastify extension. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I'm happy to help.